This one is for everyone to weigh in on, so get your weighing in on it in the comment section. Yo, so many times over the course of the past 2 to 4 weeks, I feel as if I brought up Matt Fraser, hard work pays off. The first one was hard work pays off, but only if you can afford it. A handful of videos in the past couple of days have been about possible tiers at which you pay for hard work pays off. Matt Fraser to write the programming for your competition. Maybe it's cheaper or expensive depending on where you get that stuff from or who you have writing it for you. And it's going to be another one of those with a different spin on it because those were live competitions. This one is an online qualifier. Something to totally consider is that if you have Matt Fraser programming everything, does it really even become that cool if Matt Fraser is the one programming your thing? So like if everybody had a freaking Gucci purse, is it even cool anymore? Isn't it supposed to be an exclusive thing? They make it so expensive that only certain people can have it. And if it appears as if hard work pays off programs for every single event, it might be cooler if you have someone else program it. Oh, it's the only event not programmed by HWPO. But that's just a hot take. This is in relation to the Dubai Fitness Challenge online qualifiers.
Hey guys, Matt Fraser here with HWPO Training. Excited to announce our partnership with the Dubai CrossFit Championship. We're writing all the qualifier workouts and the workouts for the event, and excited to show you all what it's like to work hard for the 10th edition of the DCC.
I was reached out to by an athlete. His name is Reilly Good. Reilly Good was in contention to qualify. After the 5 workouts were said and done, I believe he was in the top 20, which is the cut line, and now he had an adjustment to one of his workouts, and now he is outside of the top 20, sitting in 24th. The workout he had the adjustment on was a...
Hey guys, Matt Fraser here with HWPO Training to bring you workout number 2. You'll have 15 minutes to complete 100 double unders, 80 wall balls, 60 calorie row, 40 chest to bar, 30 deadlifts, and 20 deficit handstand push-ups.
Chippers typically come with a whole bunch of movements. I just listed a whole bunch of movements, and the issue that happened with Reilly's workout was that he was working so hard that his hard work actually did not pay off. That was actually a joke. He did work hard, but really, he received a 10% penalty because you were unable to see the calories on the monitor in which he was rowing. I told him, I'm like, dude, I think that you're kind of screwed in this one because you can't see the freaking rowing screen. He does have someone standing right over his shoulder judging his workout. He is a semifinal level athlete. I believe he competed at the MAC this year, so he's got the capacity to get there, you know for sure. I'm going to plug the video in at some point, and you can see that you cannot see the screen. It's kind of fuzzy. I don't know what sort of phone it was shot on. Maybe it was shot on the front-facing camera, and from a distance it blurs out because it's not pixelated enough to catch it when you zoom in on it, so you can't see it. Devil's advocate says maybe the rower, being Reilly, and his judge, whomever that is, are going to be in cahoots, and they're going to say, we need you to get to Dubai, so we're both going to allow you to cheat, not do 60 calories and move on. But I don't think that that is something that is likely, knowing that he's been to the semifinals. But that's kind of why I'm asking everybody for your opinion. What you can do is you can timestamp the point in time in which he begins the workout and the point in time in which he ends the workout. Comes out to about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which means you would likely have to hold about a 1350, maybe 1450 pace calories per hour to finish the 60 calories in that amount of time. One of my favorite workouts of all time is open workout 14.4, and in that workout you had to start off with 60 calories on the rower. A video that I've watched maybe 5 or 6 times in the past is Rich Froning completing that workout. He finishes up his first 60 calories in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Of course, those are the first 60. Reilly finished these in 2:40. On that video, Froning starts his second row of 60 calories because that one was also an AMRAP at about 10:20 as well, and then he finishes it at 13:07, putting him at a 2:47 pace for that number of row calories. Those workouts are not similar. At that point in that workout, it's likely that Froning was much more tired. That workout was also now 8 years ago. I would have to venture to bet that a athlete of Reilly Good's caliber 8 years later totally has the potential to do a row pace after having done just 100 double unders and 80 wall balls at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is what it appears he has done. You can also look at the effort put in on the rower as he's doing it, and all of a sudden there is a case to be made that he didn't at all cheat. If you ask me, I don't think he did cheat. I think that, like many athletes in the CrossFit sphere, forget to think about what it might be like to be on the other end of this thing. So over in Dubai, there is somebody looking at that video. That individual has to put up with people like me who are going to say, you're really going to let this guy fucking go? You can't even see his rowing screen. And when there's people like me out there, which there's a shitload of them, you can't really blame them for saying that you're going to get a 10% penalty. That, however, is exactly what I want to talk about, which is the 10% penalty. On this workout, the athletes were getting, per the leaderboard, you can see upwards of 500 repetitions. Having seen Reilly's workout, he finishes on the wall ball. So he does the entire thing, 180, 60, 40, 30, 20, 100 more double unders, and then he gets stuck in the 80 wall balls, giving a score that would have put him into contention to qualify within the top 20. And he got that 10% penalty because you could not see the rowing monitor. As I keep on doing, I am now adding some stuff after the fact. This is one of those things. I have been talking to Reilly, and I told him, I go, dude, you're probably screwed, but why don't you just go into the rowing monitor and see if you have a calorie output for the exact date and time in which you did this workout? And he has since provided me with that info. So everything that I'm saying right here still upholds. It's going to be a tough case, but every piece of evidence that you can provide to show that you did in fact do the correct number of calories is going to be good. Per that workout, you'll see that the rules state that you need to start with the rower at 0. It's not a countdown thing. So he provides a screenshot of the camera roll from his iPhone where you can see the date is the 16th of September. And then you can also see that this rowing monitor is set up to the correct date. There is a 63 calorie output on there, which I know that people are going to point out that 5-minute time duration in which it had been worked on. But if it's anything like my skier, for whatever reason, that thing just stays on forever. So as I stated in that bit right there, 240 is about the pace in which he rowed. You can see the number of calories completed. And while there's no way to connect the exact workout to the exact thing, at least he has the date stamped on there for both of them. 10% penalty on 500 repetitions is 50-ish. So the penalty given to Reilly on this workout is one of basically the entire row. It's as if he didn't do the row. So right now his score stands at 431 reps. Give him 50 of those reps back and he's at 481, and 481 puts him in 31st place, which is 40 spots higher than where he's at. And Reilly Good finishes in 15th in the qualifier. This whole video again was up for you guys to be the judges of what you would do in this situation. What I would do in this situation is what we plan on doing with the Zelos Games online qualifier, which is that the penalties are laid out for you before the event begins. And at least that's the plan as of right now. We've got 3 calls this week to go over all of that stuff. But as of right now, let's say you're Reilly Good and you're completing this workout. Before you start the event, you're going to look at it and say, if you do not show your rowing monitor, we have the right to either get rid of every single one of your calories, a certain number of calories, and whether or not you show that fucking rowing screen. Because all he had to have done to circumvent these issues would have been show the freaking screen. So if you want to say, Andrew, why are you making this video? Thing number 1 was because it's worth talking about. At the CrossFit Games, when you have athletes who aren't completing the right number of laps, there should be penalties which are discussed beforehand. And this is another thing where it's awfully dangerous, because let's just say you're an athlete who's going to do a 5-minute bike round and you see that the penalty's 4 minutes. You're like, fuck it, I'm not going to do this round. I might as well just take the penalty, which is 4 minutes, which is faster than I would have gone anyway. So it takes a whole lot of thinking about the event, a whole lot of practice with putting people through the event so you know what the penalty should be, because you don't want athletes gaming the system the wrong way. And you know that they're going to do it, but at the very, very least, my videos are getting, 3,000 to 5,000 views at the minimum at this point. Maybe 3,000 to 5,000 people are going to see this and they're going to go, okay, I don't care how tired I am. I know that I watched that one video with that athlete named Reilly. Bad? Was it bad? Reilly. Video quality might have been bad, but Reilly was good. He didn't show his calories on the screen, so he got kicked out of the Dubai Fitness Championship. 10% penalty? Was that just? I don't think so. Maybe they should have just taken off 30 of the rowing calories. Because if you were to just take off 30 of those rowing calories, which would have been half, which I would say probably still would have been a little bit aggressive considering he was on that rower with what we saw was a accurate-ish amount of time. It was somewhere between Froning's 2014 initial pace and his final pace, right in the middle, which makes about sense. But even let's just say you gave him half of the credit on that machine, he would have still qualified. And then there's always, of course, this thing that's like, hey, we have to make an example out of somebody. Why not make an example out of Reilly Good? The thing about making an example out of Reilly Good is it doesn't go anywhere near as far as it would have if, say, example, CrossFit would have given Danny Spiegel the correct punishment on her workout in the quarterfinals, allowing her to not go to the semifinals, allowing her to not go to the CrossFit Games and not win the sandbag event, so I wouldn't have won the fantasy fitness thing same thing that I did with Tyler Watkins and the Z-Score people. So it worked out eventually for me. Danny Spiegel was on my team. But it does appear that it's easier for these competitions to kick out people like Reilly because he doesn't have that big of a name, and it's harder for competitions, even the CrossFit Games competitions, to put the correct penalties onto the Danny Spiegels of the world, which should take them out of the competition. As I said, this one is for everyone to weigh in on. So get your weighing in on it in the comment section. And Riller out.